talk to anyone in sales that have made it through it, they'll tell you that the first early years are incredibly difficult. And if there's a comment there's a massive washout rate, right? Until you get business going. In our industry, we don't necessarily have residuals, right? Like I know in insurance industry, you guys typically have, but our kind of comparison to that, our book of business, our clients that continue to refi, they come back to you. So if you keep good care of them, then in a way that's a residual down the road, right? But you got to get there first, right? And so those first few years, you don't have it. So it's always a motivation factor, honestly, that I try to evaluate, how bad do you want it? Then are you in a position to succeed? I mean, if you have a massive overhead from a personal level, that tends to be the higher washout rate because you can't stick through that period of time. So you got to have a lot of pieces of the puzzle kind of put together to make it and weather that period.
Other high barriers to entry too, licensing. This happens here. People will push bringing somebody on because, oh man, then they have to get licensed. And, you come up with all these reasons not to be recruiting. And when at the end of the day, that's what chokes the whole thing. If you don't recruit and have a system in place, because if you have the system in place, it becomes second nature, right? It's like an assembly line. But without that system, it is a mess and you don't want to do it. And then you only find licensed people, right? And then that's a terrible mistake because why are they looking, right? If they're licensed and they're looking, there's already something wrong. Well, I was just gonna say, one of Jason's best producers right now, I think he came from he was the butcher at Vaughn's or something?
He worked the meat department at Albertsons, and within 3 weeks, I mean, he's been top sales ever since 3 weeks in.
Nice.
With no experience. I mean, that's what's critical.
And he never had a desk job and he never worked in that environment. And now he loves sitting at a desk. Like, this is great. I don't have to be on my feet and I don't have to do all that stuff. And I used to bartend and I used to same thing. And so it's like, you appreciate these little things that maybe you wouldn't have appreciated if you were sitting at a desk for 10 years and then you got into it.
Right now, like, okay, this is freaky. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. We don't know how it's going to end, but I'll tell you right now, the amount of servers and bartenders that are out there looking for work who historically can talk to anybody, right? If they're willing to hop on the phone, I mean, what an opportunity. I'm on Indeed and I am getting so many resumes right now and it's phenomenal. I had to get a VA just to run that because I have too many. And so